Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, we are standing here in front of White Brim Front, where we are to talk to Lord Drillemont about entering the Stone Vigil up here, and as you can see, it's a dungeon. Pretty much directly west from Camp Dragonite Visits, yeah? You desire an audience with Lord Drillemont, do you? I desire a night in a warm bed with my wife, but wishing won't make it so. Maybe can these letters help me? What do we have here? Letters from our torch-funded friends, is it? Unlikely. Oh, you're serious. What to do? What to do? The timing could not have been worse, traveler. Lord Drillemont's attentions are focused solely on the Stone Vigil at present. In any case, it's not my responsibility to escort visitors. Take your letters and show them to, Sir Albus. Yes, Sir Albus can surely accommodate you. Seek him in the storeroom on the upper side of a yard. Yeah, Alfino's in a hurry. A Sibirati bade you speak with me, did he? I know not why he presumed I would be in a better position to help, but I assure you he's mistaken. Lord Drillemont hasn't the time to spend speaking with low-ranking knights such as I. However, he always has a moment to spare for head chirurgeon Ishgardian. Why not visit the infirmary upstairs and show your letters to him? Are you here to visit a patient, sir? What's this? Letters of introduction from Horst Fortums and Hallenard. With documents such as these, you needn't seek an escort. Pray proceed to the barracks and speak with Sir Godano. You should know Lord Drillemont's current whereabouts. Goose chase. Not in here, Fate. You are outside. What reason have you for barging into... Oh, I see. Well, you're in luck. Lord Drillemont is just up these stairs. Let us all know, though, I would not expect much. House Durandare as a whole doesn't hold adventurers in high regard. You'd best state your intentions quickly and succinctly. Show proper respect, and it shall be returned in kind. Sir Godano permitted your passage. Very well, speak. You wish to brave a ruined outpost with the Scalekin to secure an airship that may or may not be there. Are you the avatar of a furious self? We have a science of a seventh dawn, Lord Drillemont. You know our name, and you know our deeds. And you have proof of that, Alfino, I hope? Because otherwise this sounds really suspicious, claiming we are the Scions without any kind of guarantee. Especially if it might by now, by those people who know us, already known that we were attacked by Guardians and most of our members are missing or dead. We are come to Curvers to slay Garuda, Lady of the Vortex. To that end we seek the Enterprise, the airship of Master Signan Garland, who stands before you now, and who was presumed dead for years. Master Garland, you're alive, but that's impossible. Indeed it is, my lord. Do not be deceived by the honeyed words. These foreigners are not to be trusted. At this critical moment in Ishgardian history, as House Durandare marshals its forces to retake the Stone Vigil, who should appear in Whitebeam front but 3 mysterious strangers? A Cid Garland, missing and presumed dead since before the calamity, and 2 scions of the Seventh Dawn, a defunct band of misfits recently exterminated by the Empire. The lesser houses may have been duped by these grandiose lies, but I should hope that House Durandare would have greater sense. I know not why these 3 seek the Stone Vigil, but I know we cannot permit them to pass. Thank you for your counsel, Inquisitor. For a moment I nearly believed this mama's farce. You 3 will not enter the outpost until we have reclaimed it, and until you declare your true intentions as well. It could be moons before us doing their purchase for dragons from the Stone Vigil. We cannot afford to wait that long. Cid, we must do whatever it takes to earn Lord Drillemont's trust. Understood? You were allowed to come responsible for a commotion upstairs? Aye, word travels fast in Whitebeam front. I gather you still wish to change Lord Drillemont's mind? If there's one thing I've learned about the man in my time here, it's that he listens to and respects the opinion of those under his command. Win over the barracks and he's sure to take notice. How, you ask? That's easy. Serve a poor soul's decent fare for a change. The last few supply shipments contained no meat whatsoever, and the knights are rightfully beginning to complain. I'm thinking we could prepare them steak using mud puppy tail meat. It wouldn't be a quality meal, it's true, but it'd be a damn sight better than nothing. If you have a mind to lend a hand, why not await a lurking mud puppy in Dunavon Pass? And take this bottled vinegar. Locals say it weakens mud puppies by clogging their mucus glands, drying their skin. Any more quests? No. Did they take the others out or did they establish an order? Oh, I can barely see anything because my room is too bright this morning. And now that I'm sitting in the dark, I can see something. Spotted mud puppy. Use the vinegar. If you've done a few fates, you probably have seen this kind of quest before. And we actually get F-Tail. And let's use the pretty obvious weak point of a fortress and just jump in. It didn't work, did it? I thought it was an idiotic idea. Oops, perfectly fine. Oh dear, remind me to never wander near mud puppy spawning grounds without a bottle of vinegar. Anyway, this should only take a moment. I'll just need to do this and voila. Never seen a man cook steak that fast, have you? Take these 3 and distribute them to the hungry knights here and up above. You there, lad. Don't think I didn't see you and the cook conspiring together. Let me make myself perfectly clear. If you wish to buy my trust with a stake, it would be my pleasure to oblige you. Yes, yes. I feel invigorated and refreshed, as if I have the strength of 10 men and their wits besides. I should have no trouble concocting a new reason to refrain from sentry duty. You seem to have the wrong job, my guy. We ought to at least receive a hearty meal before we march off to die in this godforsaken waste. Is that a fresh-cooked steak? Hallowney's blessings be upon you, my friend. Mud puppy meat or no, it's the most delicious food I've had in a fortnight. Ever must we train to maintain our skill at arms, and yet never are we to receive proper sustenance? Yeah, have a steak. You're a godsend, friend. Too few appreciate that House Durandam must do more than its fair share for the sake of Ishgard. If it's wonderful to see everyone in such high spirits, amazing what good food can do for morale, eh? But I've forgotten about the hard-working chirurgeons at the infirmary. So rarely do they take their meals here in the hall. Mind taking the steak to Senota? She's doubtless so preoccupied with the health of her patients that she neglected to attend to her own. All right. Beg your pardon, sir, but I'm busy attending to this man. I will be with you in a moment. I brought you some food. Is that... Come to think of it, it's been quite a while since I last ate. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to have a nibble? Oh my, this is fantastic. Thank you so much. I'll eat the rest right away. Yeah, the other 2 quests are done, which is good. Originally, you had to find a lost missive from House Helenard, and a knight convinced you to do his chores of slaying some... What's their names? The crocs. Pointless busy work, basically. Might I have a word with you, Wirt? It concerns the chirurgeons. After speaking with them earlier, I learned that they lack sufficient alembics for their needs, you see. So I used some of their broken equipment to craft a more advanced alembic, both as a gesture of goodwill and as a means to help me recover my memories, since working with my hands kindles familiar feelings. All I require to complete the device are a course of 3 ice sprites. Though commonly used to reduce the temperature of chemical mixtures, there is a way to alter their properties so they draw the cold within rather than radiate it without. It must sound ridiculous to you, impossible even, yet somehow I know it will work. Ice sprites, yeah. Shame that now the fate is already gone. But I believe they reduce the numbers of ice sprites we need to hunt. Have you obtained the cores? If so, please show them to me. What an amazing device, but is it truly an alembic, sir? I've never seen its like before. I too am unsure what to make of this machine. Well, it's certainly impressive. I have no idea what to make use of it. Nevertheless, if it's as effective as it claims, it will be a great boon to the infirmary. Think of the medicines we could create, the lives we could save. Even so, I wonder... where be the kindly stranger, bearer of gifts wondrous and strange, for his generosity comes at a price. Their earnest efforts are but a means to an as yet unknown end. Moreover, he should be wary of associating with individuals who have interfered with the questioning of a suspected heretic. You mean the execution of an innocent, yeah? Wait, did what? Bless you, Inquisitor, for coming along when you did. We almost succumbed to the temptation proffered by these unbelievers. Why does that man detest us so? Is it all because we interrupted Lord Francis' trial? Whatever his reasons, he clearly means to oppose us at every turn. Yeah. Before we can persuade Lord Drillemont to help us, it seems we must convince Inquisitor Guillem that we are not his enemies. But just how might we go about doing that? We know little and less about the good Inquisitor, despite him being such a prominent figure in Curthus. Perhaps we should learn more by speaking with the people of Whiteman Front. Share your findings with Alphinaud on the square. I'm sure he can formulate a strategy from there. Inquisitor Guillem, yes, of course I know of him, alas I've not seen him since the day he came to Whiteman Front several moons ago. My memory is somewhat muddled, but I recall that a blizzard nearly buried us in the snow that day, and I had the ill fortune of being assigned to the night watch. While the stronghold slept, we walked the walls and patrolled the exterior in the darkness pitch black. My route took me outside the eastern gate at one point, where I caught sight of a silhouette illuminated by the light of the city. Thinking it was a wayward traveler, I cried out and gave chase, but slipped and took a terrible fall. When I woke, it was days later in this very bed, where I have lain recuperating from my injuries ever since. I tried to rescue him, but in the end, Inquisitor Guillem rescued me, carrying my unconscious body to the gates. I owe him my life, sir, and I hope to one day repay his kindness. Inquisitor Guillem, I'm having the foggiest of whom you speak, unbeliever. Aye, we have learned of your deeds at Witchdrop. I will not be party to whatever dastardly schemes you have hatched against the Inquisitors. Away with you. Under Inquisitor Guillem's watchful gaze, unprecedented numbers of heretics have been unmasked and brought to justice. They say he goes days without sleep, so great is devotion. Blessed are we to have such a goodly, righteous man to protect us. The Holy See has declared that the Inquisitors are the arbiters of Alonis' will. They are to be afforded every courtesy and the utmost respect. In case you haven't yet noticed, my attire is ill-suited to this climate. Have you ever heard of a term change of clothes? I don't know. I realized it soon after our arrival, but paid it no mind as I had hoped we might find the Enterprise far faster. Instead, we've wasted far too much time meddling in local affairs. Never mind, our journey is almost at an end. All that remains is to deal with this irksome Inquisitor. So it tells me you've been busy making inquiries, yes? That should come as no surprise that he is held in high regard. Even so, I'm beginning to suspect he has other reasons for hindering us now. Let us more closely review the testimonials you obtained, Wild. Mayhap they will provide insight into Inquisitor Guillem's motivations. Level up. Something troubles me about that wounded knight's account. He claims he fell chasing a figure in the darkness that he saw outside the eastern gate, yes? But the main road leads to the southwestern gate. Since we arrived in Whiteburn Front, I've seen no traveler arrive by the eastern gate. Moreover, he said he glimpsed a silhouette illuminated by the light of a city, which would imply that the Inquisitor came from north of the eastern gate, not south. But it cannot be so. That way lies north by the deep chasm. Assuming Sir Gelos is not misremembering, the Inquisitor's behavior that night makes absolutely no sense, at least to me. Mayhap retracing his steps will shed light on this mystery. This is the eastern gate. There's a big block. And over there, in the north, is the city. And here's nothing but a chasm. And down here lies a dragon corpse. And there is a corpse. The corpse of an Inquisitor. You found something, didn't you? Well, don't keep me waiting in suspense. Let's see it. Given the contents of his encyclical, I believe you just made the acquaintance of a real Inquisitor Guillem. Newly come to Carthage and murdered on the day of his arrival. Yes, it would have been a simple thing to assume his identity, for even if he were to behave oddly, who would dare question the wisdom of a papal appointment? Still, while this is incontrovertible proof that the Inquisitor is an impostor, we have yet to discern his true identity, and why he has decided to oppose us. We must proceed quickly, Wilt, before he learns that his deception has been discovered. Since Lord Drillemont has already been turned against us, I fear that this encyclical alone will not serve to convince him of our claims. But what might persuade a man so quick to disregard the endorsement of 2 high houses? The cook did say that the Lord listens to and respects the opinions of his knights. If a certain knight were to provide testimony that supports our claims... Yes, mayhap it was the only way left to us. Confront Sir Jalor with the evidence you've discovered, and see if it helps him recall the truth of that night. As a man of faith, he may find it difficult to cope with such a horrifying revelation. Nevertheless, we must do everything within our power to secure the Enterprise. Oh, you have returned. Is there something else you want to ask? I believe your Inquisitor is an imposter. The Inquisitor is an imposter? Don't be preposterous. That couldn't possibly be true. He's a paragon of virtue, a dedicated servant of a Fury. You would have me believe it is all a lie? If you're so certain of your ludicrous story, then go and speak with Sir Prunilla. She was at the Eastern Gate that night, and she helped the Inquisitor carry me here. But I will never speak against the man who saved my life. You! I do not believe I know you, sir. Pray move along and trouble me no more. Do you know something about an imposter Inquisitor? Are you in the habit of handing bloody documents to strangers? Why would you show me such a dreadful thing? I know not of it, not at all. I doubt that. Speak, knight. You know, don't you? Fury take me, I prayed this day would come. When Sir Jalor gave chase, I followed close behind. He didn't fall. One of our Stravanian abominations lashed out at him, nearly killed him right then and there. I drew my sword and rushed to his side, straining to see the enemy. But what came from the darkness was not a beast, but a voice. He knew things about me, about my family. Secrets I'd never told anyone. He said that if I kept his confidence, Sir Jalor and I would be spared, but if I defied him, everyone I loved would suffer unimaginable horrors before they died. When at last I agreed to his terms, the man came forward. His robes marked him as an Inquisitor, but I knew him to be false. Together we carried Sir Jalor to the infirmary. On his first night in Whiteburn Front, Inquisitor Galam was heralded as a hero. Soon after came the accusations. Countless men and women of good moral standing seized while in possession of draconian rosaries. As I feared, he was condemning the innocent to death. I wanted to confess to Lord Drillemont, wanted to put an end to the madness, but then I would remember the Inquisitor's threats. And so I did nothing. Until Lord Franzel was accused. Some time ago, I followed the Inquisitor and found that he kept draconian rosaries in a chest hidden southeast of Whiteburn Front. So I took several from his chest and planted them in shipments bound for Skyfire Locks. As I hoped, they were discovered and considered evidence of a conspiracy against House Helenard, thus exonerating Lord Franzel and casting doubt on the other recent trials. And that's the entire truth, I swear. I'll only forgive me for not acting sooner. So, let's inspect this chest of rosaries. Why do you persist in this folly? I will not grant you free access to the Stone Vigil. Do not make me repeat myself. That better be a very good explanation for why you were carrying these rosaries. And where did you find this papal encyclical? On a corpse in a chasm. Fury take me. The Inquisitor is a heretic? Never before have I heard such an unbelievable tale. But the evidence and your testimony could have no other explanation. I have misjudged you and your friends, Wilt, and for that I deeply apologize. I will permit you to enter the outpost, but first, I must needs beg your assistance. Help me and my knights bring this infernal impostor to justice. That thrice-damned heretic has murdered countless innocents and made a mockery of our laws. Hell's take him as Dravanian allies. I'm told he makes us Snowcloak even now, intending to pass judgment upon yet another poor soul whom he has branded heretic. If we hurry, there may still be time to prevent further tragedy. Lend me your strength for it. Together, let's put an end to this impostor's heresy once and for all. And over there, that wall of ice is Snowcloak. Good to have you with us, sir. When Lord Drillemont arrives, we are to confront the Inquisitor. If he refuses to go quietly, we will need to use force. Are you prepared for that eventuality? You needn't tremble so, my child. The righteous shall enjoy everlasting peace in Aloni's halls. Only the wicked. But why? Why must I die? By all that is holy, I swear to you that I have never questioned the teachings of Aloni. Inquisitor, release the maid and come with us. My Lord Drillemont, what is the meaning of this interruption? You are aware that I am at present conducting interrogation, are you not? Silence, villain. I name thee heretic, murderer of Inquisitor Guilhem and countless innocents. You are a traitor to Ishgard, to your own kith and kin. Your sins are beyond measure, beyond redemption. Oh, grave allegations indeed, but you will find your logic flawed. How can I betray that which I owe no allegiance? No, Lord Drillemont. My conscience is quite clear, I assure you. I wonder, can you say the same? You whose hands are black with the blood of those whose only sin was to question your nation's crazed crusade? You speak to me of Ishgardian innocence. All are complicit in these crimes, for all live their lives by the Archbishop's lies. But I know you will not hear me, deafened by dogma as you are. If you desire retribution, Lord Drillemont, then come. Let us see our Ishgardian steelfast against Dravanian fang and claw. Show the heretic no mercy, he must pay for the innocent blood he has spilled. Ignorant swine, soon you will know the futility of your faith. Do you see, heretic? You and your allies are no match for the might of Ishgard. How wrong you are, Ishgardian. I have been blessed with a power far beyond your ken. Come, my brothers, grant me the strength to smite our enemies. Reborn! Stand your ground, is but an illusion. Your magics have no power over me, heretic. When have I turned off my tank stance? No, no, it cannot be. My glamours dispelled. Your plans lie in ruin, heretic. Choose your words wisely, for they will be your last. You may not recall the many Ishgardians I've sentenced, but the families of the dead will never forget. Blood has been repaid with blood, and for that I am content. My only regret is that you yet lives. But your end is nigh, foreigner. The dragons within the Stone Vigil will rend you asunder, and when you are dead, Whitebrim Front will fall. Defiant to the last. Leave a body for the crows. His ilk deserves not better. Wield, I must apologize for involving you in this sordid business. You should never have been asked to intervene in Ishgardian affairs of state. Rest assured, I have not forgotten the matter which first brought you to our midst. It's past time you are reunited with your airship. But this is not the place to discuss such matters. Pray visit me at Whitebrim Front and bring your associates. And I think I end this episode here, and we continue that in Whitebrim Front next time. Until then, I'm Mace, and don't get lost.